A visit to Europe, the Middle Rhine Valley, one of the most fascinating landscapes, a long history back to the Romans, wine-growing hills, towns of the Middle Ages, castles, sacred buildings and a deep hospitality. Here, some impressions of the Rhine Valley in UNESCO heritage, significant pictures, some examples of more than 50 castles at the valley, a fascinating view to the famous Seven Castle view. The greatest and mighty castle along the Rhine Valley. In the Middle Ages, emperors, popes and little princes and counts were fighting for power in Europe. In Germany, the emperors controlled the princes, but in the 11th century, Pope established his power over the emperors. This allowed the German princes to go wild and build all these pretty castles along the Rhine. Thus, most of the castles along the Rhine date from these ages. A couple of hundred years later, the emperors began to order the control over the princes, and these castles reacted. But the castles survived these actions. Most were destroyed later by the French because they feared a strong Germany. In the Romantic Age, in the late 18th century, many of the ruins were rebuilt. Today, the Rhine castles are enjoyed as restaurants, hostels, hotels and museums. Especially the Rheinfels Castle here fits into the historic raster, located on a hill above the town Saint-Ouen. The castle is an outstanding example of architecture of Middle Ages castles. In the 14th century, the Counts of Katzenelnbogen built the core of this castle. In the 16th till 18th century, the Counts of Hessen-Kassel expanded the castle considerably. A greater castle, a Renaissance-style residence and a huge fortress have been the results. Only a third of the original buildings remain. It has nevertheless retained its monumental appearance. For example, in the Palatinate War of Succession, 1692, during the French troops' attack, 4,000 men manning the fortress hold it against a siege by 26,000 French soldiers. Later, in the late 18th century, the outer defenses of the fortress were blown up by the French revolutionary troops. magnificent view to the Rhine and also to the Lorelei Rock.